Alright guys, so here we've got a Fortuner 3-liter diesel. Client wanted us to change the timing belt. This was now due to the issue with the car writing the T sign, the TBelt sign as he was driving. So when he called me, I recommended that we change the timing belt on here. See that T-belt sign. So when you get that, guys, just be wary of your timing belt. Yeah, so I'm sure there's a few videos. I just want to make a few things, give you a few things your way so that you're aware. The first thing, this is where the timing belt sits. You're gonna remove the top cover, which is this guy. Remove that. 10mm bolts here. There are 5 of them on top here, the intercooler. Then you're gonna remove this timing belt cover. Very importantly, you're gonna remove the timing belt cover, and then it's also held by 6 bolts. It's 10mm as well. 6 bolts. You will need a magnet like this because you're gonna drop a couple of things down there, whether it's your socket or whatever. You're gonna drop it down there and you need to fetch it again and again because it's really hard to get to it, especially that bolt over there, and there's another one down there, this one. It's very hard to get to there. Let me just show you guys. So this bolt here, there's a bolt here, then there's a bolt there as well, and then there's one here, there's another one here, there's another one here, here's another one here. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it's 6 bolts to remove the cover. Now after you've removed the cover, you're gonna find your belt sitting nicely in there. What you're gonna need to do, put in a 19mm socket here. This is a 19mm socket that I've put in here to turn the car, to turn the wheels of the belt until this mark aligns here. This, if you see, this mark has got to align with this guy, right? This one is not 100% aligned. That's because of the belt being a bit loose, but over there as well, let's see if I can show you guys there. On here there is a mark on this side that must align, which is like a cut up groove here. You can see it in the images. It's a basically an arrow pointing to the wheel exactly. That's another thing that you guys must be aware of. All right, now here's the belt that came off the car. It's still the original belt. This is the original belt that was in the car, and it still looks very good. So what would make it throw out that light is, I'm gonna show you now. All right, so after you've aligned the wheels, then you can take off 2 10mm bolts on this tensioner, hydraulic tensioner, and on this one as well. This guy is just the Allen key, 10mm Allen key, 10mm bolts. So the 10mm Allen key, where is it now? Okay, it just vanished, but you can see it over here, guys. It's an Allen that goes inside here, Allen key. That's a 10mm, and then this is a normal 10mm bolts for this, guys, for these bolts here. The same one we were using to take out the cover. Oh yeah, here's my Allen key. This is the Allen key that takes off this guy. So right now, this guy is pushed by the hydraulic. So this guy is pushed by the hydraulic system here, the hydraulic tensioner. and this hydraulic tensioner had basically seized. It's not extended completely the way it should. It had seized, and so it could not, as the belt stretched, it could not keep up. Maybe it had over extended or whatever. But the best advice when you're going to go down this path of replacing the belt, we got this from Goldwagen. I think it goes for around 1.7. This is a Bosch kit. You see you've got a new belt up in here, you've got a new wheel up in there, and then we've got a new hydraulic tensioner. This is the new hydraulic tensioner that's here, and we're going to be putting all those new stuff. So yes, so it's doable. So then now it will basically be going in reverse order. I'm going to put in back the belt, make sure that it's aligned. I want to first start by aligning it properly here, making sure that this guy is absolutely aligned, straight up with this sharpness side of the arrow. See, then as soon as that guy is aligned, check the bottom one, then I put on the belt and everybody's happy. Then yeah, then next step it will be to clear the fault, to clear the TBelt sign. I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so here's the hydraulic tensioner that's about to go in. You don't pull this pin out until this thing is sitting in tightly there. You've tightened these two bolts, otherwise you're going to have a tough time pushing back this guy with a G-clamp and putting back this wire inside there. Just a note that I wanted to give you guys here. On the belt, this one, it does show here where the arrows, at which direction the belt is supposed to be spinning at. It's got some marks here, but in this case, for me, I didn't use these marks here because in actual fact, I feel that they should be on top of this side, not on this side, but rather here. Let me show you here, rather here. So the mark that it has here, it really doesn't help us much, because if you see here, this mark is on top here. So this guy is basically like on the side there, and so it must be on top there. So that's why I didn't use it. Nonetheless, yeah, so that's what I wanted to just show you guys here. Just make sure that the belt is spinning in the right direction and you don't take out the spin. I've already put in this new wheel here. As you can see, it's ready to go in. Just gonna tighten it now, and then yeah. All right, so we've got the belt in. Remember, when you're putting on the belt, you want this side to be as straight as possible, because you can't apply tension on this side once the teeth are in. So this guy must be as tight as possible on this side. Then this side is fine. We're about to pull out the pin now. I've already tightened those two screws that hold the hydraulic tensioner in place. Very importantly, they mustn't be too tight, guys, because you must remember that you are bolting this thing to aluminium, and so you don't want to strip the threads and then it cannot get tight, and then this guy will fall out while you're driving and all sorts of messes will happen. Right, so I've just pulled out the pin, as you can see, and it has applied tension. It has applied tension for us already right there, as you can see. What's left for me to do now is to put in my torque wrench, so that I can just, I'm not torquing anything, but what I want to do is I just want to spin it a little bit. So if you don't trust your timing marks, for example, that it's tight, you've done the right timing on your car, you might want to spin this at least 2 revolutions to make sure that the valves are not hitting the pistons, so that you don't bend the valves. Very importantly that you do that. Even if you feel that you are sure, you can do it as well, just to make sure that you don't thingamagic. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just spinning it around so that it can even out the tension on the belt, and also whilst I'm also just checking if my valves don't hit the pistons, etc, etc. Yeah, so we're turning this guy only clockwise, guys, not anti-clockwise. Only clockwise. All right, so okay, that's decent. Let me take out my socket over here, socket 19. At least it falls inside there. All right, so now it's the moment of truth as we try to start. Make sure that nothing will fall inside there. Worst case scenario, something falls between the belt and then you have issues. So now let's start it up. Awesome. So it's sounding very good. Sounding very good. All right, so switch it off, start it again. Quick start. That's what we want. All right. Just one more time, one for the road. All right. All right, so now what we need to do is to put back the covers. Yes, we need to put back the covers. This guy moved. This one. We need to put back the cover for the timing belt. This guy is spinning beautifully and it's looking good. So now we can put back this cover and the bolts here. Okay. All right. There we go over here. I'm just tightening them by hand first, and then I'll come back with ratchet and just tighten them a bit, and then after that we'll be good to go, guys. Okay guys, so here we're going to reset now the TBelt warning light. Let's start it so that you see it's still here. That's the TBelt sign, it's still there. Right, I'm gonna switch it off and switch it on. And as you can see, you must just make sure that it is on this odometer readings, right? And then now we need to switch it off. We're gonna hold this button in. We're gonna hold this reset button in while we switch on the car. We're gonna keep on holding it. I don't know how I'm gonna do this with one hand. Okay, let's just do this here. Put you guys over here. Hopefully my phone won't fall. Alright. Pushing this guy in, then switching it on. Okay. I'm still holding it in. Still holding it in, still holding it in. And then, okay, as you can see there, it writes 15. We'll press it again. So now we're going to press it going to that 15 that you just saw. It wrote that 15. Then I'm going to press and hold. There we go. It's done. Just removed it now. Let's start it. There we go. So we're good to go. The battery has picked up a bit. It was a bit low. Covers have been returned. Old parts are in the box. What I'm just gonna do now, I'm just going to check if the aircon is blowing cold so that I can regas it for the client. But otherwise, guys, that's how it is. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe. I do appreciate your subscription. I really do appreciate your subscription, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Bye.